visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? Well, let me just get to it. I don't know if you heard, but Malia, Barack Obama, president's daughter, wants to drop her name because she wants to be a figure known in allegedly. She wants to be a figure known in Hollywood. And she doesn't want to be recognized by her name. Now, I usually don't mess with them. I never talk about them. I've been wanting to read on them, but I always leave them alone over the petty little things. However, now it might be me, but I asked my daughter, because you and Malia are about the same age. Yeah. And I'm saying, what would make a daughter want to drop her father's name?
That is true.
Under any circle, that's a legacy.
It is.
You don't want, and they said that she shared with her mother, and her mother is happy for her. But my question is, people fight over their last name.
They do.
That's like your birthright. And now she's getting rid of it. Yes. She wants to shed it. I got issues about that. I don't know about you, but that just made me go, ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, does she despise her father?
That is a good question, because
I'm not saying she is. I'm not saying she does. I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm saying that just, I wouldn't do anything to have my father's last name. People hold on to their last name, even when they get married.
That's true.
You don't see the Rockefellers or the Hiltons going around getting rid of their last name. The Kardashians talk about it.
That's true.
But you see Courtney name still have Kardashian. Kim said what? But it was still Kim K. Kardashian.
Yes.
So.
Even nope, she's still Kris Jenner.
That wasn't her last name.
That's true.
Go ahead. What was you saying earlier?
I was saying earlier about, I actually did look this up because it reminded me of a certain celebrity, which is not to the same extreme as Malia. However, they both were coming from the same perspective, as though when you're going into the music industry, your name really means a lot and holds a lot. So if your name comes and you don't want to be like, I guess, a Nepo baby,
she looked like her father.
This is the mindset. If people just look at me on paper and they don't know who I am, they see Obama, they're just like, oh, we're going to hire her because she's Obama's daughter.
Or we're not going to hire her.
Right. So she was just like, get to see my talent and who I am first.
But I ain't got to drop my name. I could just go under an alias.
That's true. An alias.
But to drop my name, now this is an educated woman. This woman got a degree.
That's true. You're right.
So to drop a name, that I don't know. Look, I'm gonna have to read these cards, baby.
Okay.
Right. I try not to mess with the president kids. I leave them alone. But you know what? It's curious to me.
Especially with all these divorce rumors with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama and their marriage.
What have these kids seen? What had their father did when she said, your name is a hindrance? You gotta go. Because I'm not going to drop my name for no business. Especially my name. My father's name is a powerful name. But they said drop.
Got you.
They didn't, because if she didn't want the world to know, it wouldn't be out here. So she wants the world to know I'm dropping that man's name.
It's true. She did announce it.
It don't even make it sound right to me. Now, like I said, I'm a gold card reader. That's all I am. I just go by what the cards say. And I'm shuffling them up real good because I really want to know what's going on with her.
I want to know, because you did say this before we got on here, if this was hinting at or foreshadowing something. about the fact of Malia changing her name. Like, what does it really mean?
Yeah, what does this really, what's she talking about? So here we go.
Okay.
This is like somebody that's young and ready to take on the world, getting ready to go into the workforce. Really, this is really somebody about their business that's meticulous, want to do everything the right way, want to do everything the correct way, because this is earth and it's strong and it's determined and it wants to do it by its own merits.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't agree with that. Why? Because you would never have had the life you had except your father be president.
That's true.
You never have it. So no matter how much you don't want to be a Nepo baby, you are what you are. That's still not good enough to make me say why you want to get rid of your name. So we're going to have to go in the past. I'm going to hit the top card. I just feel a lot of rumble. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this top card and I'm going to sit it to the side.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like it's saying shuffle me. So I like to be obedient. 3 shuffles, 1.
And like you said,
Because this is about past. 2.
Because you said, what could the daughters have been exposed to? And I'm wondering, what does maybe
3.
Malia have heard or overheard that could be maybe coming down the pipeline that she doesn't want to be associated
Everything we
with?
said is allegedly.
Yes.
You know, for every cause, there is an effect. Mm-hmm. And I just see an effect here. And like I said, I've never read on them that I could remember.
No.
And I've been wanting to.
You have been wanting to.
I've been wanting
but
to.
You never got
but
to it.
They have stuff. I just don't follow them. When they make the news, they make the news. Because either somebody got caught smoking weed reefer or smoking a cigarette or whatever their situations are.
Like
so is this it? No. Golly. That's it. Okay. Oh. So this is about the past. Okay. All right. So I picked the first card. This is the past. So here I see a past. I see a 7. And a 7 is a very significant, very powerful number. You know, you got 7 days of the week. You know, you know the word, 7. You got 7 deadly sins. You got 7. So anyway, so out of 7, and then this is what I picked earlier that would have came out.
Okay.
But this is what it wants to come out. Well, that's amazing.
Okay. Interesting.
That's interesting because this is another pencil.
It is.
So this is somebody, to me, that's like somebody who is filled with a whole lot of ideas. Or somebody has tried to mold you and make you into a whole lot of things that you are not. Or try to put you in a peg that you don't fit into.
Okay. That
you're going to be your own individual person.
I like that.
That's what I'm getting. And so here, it's like breaking family legacy. Mm-hmm. Like, this ain't about money. This is about doing it on my own, wanting the recognition. I get all of that. I get it. But what I want to understand is it sounds hostile to me. It comes off when a female don't want your father's name. First of all, it's insulting for whatever reason. You're not married.
Exactly.
You just want to drop his name for fame and fortune, but it's not about that. Then what is it about? The name is a hindrance. There is nothing a hindrance about the name Obama. And knowing you the president's daughter, I smell a rat. And maybe he love his daughters, but maybe she hold animosity to him.
Okay.
Maybe he did something. Maybe who knows?
Yeah, maybe she could have been against his way of policy.
Could have been anything. He could have been a freaky dad. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know these days.
He could have been abusive. But what would make someone don't want your name?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Now I have a knight. So that seems to me that I'm not the only one in the family that understand the opposition, because there is it is an issue that she want to do this.
Okay.
Maybe this is why she's saying it out loud, because I do see her. There is an opposition.
Mm-hmm.
There is a frequency that is going against this. But because her mother agreed
Yes.
and made it out loud, it has been established. But to me, this weakens Barack's name.
It did.
That don't make sense to me.
Don't look.
So Michelle goes ghost for a while.
Yep.
Then she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And say, we all made up and we go through things. He do his way, I do my way. It's my time to shine, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And now the daughter saying, I'm dropping the name.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
Could it be that their father is bisexual?
Could be.
I'm not saying these things are just out there in the street,
Mm-hmm.
that their father did drugs.
Yeah, that was a rumor on the street.
Not saying it's true. Don't listen to me, 'cause I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying what I heard. These are alleged feelings. But if you want to get to the bottom line, then I must. Because at that corner right there, I see a new start.
Okay.
This is somebody like from where she come from. I got to put a base. I got to see a base. Hold up here. Hold on. Hold up. It don't, when I get like, this is it. Right. So this is what it wants me to pick. Let me just put that back on top.
Oh,
The chariot.
fitted.
When I see the chariot, it always reminds me of someone wanting to escape their past or putting the past behind them or trying to move past an obstacle or something that they dealt with in their past.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep high-minded, trying to keep swift, trying to keep, an open mind, keeping that energy and not letting nothing stop them from moving forward. What do you think when you think of the chariot?
Yes, most definitely.
And that is a water sign, yes?
Yes, Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, we're getting ready to go into Cancer season.
Yes.
However, because the chariot is in the past position and it's all about the past,
Mm-hmm.
and actually paired with the Ace of Wands right above
And
it.
leaving things behind.
Yep.
Like her name.
Behind. Yep. Leaving things behind,
Mm-hmm.
going back to that family legacy, trying to find that distance and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Right along with the Ace of Wands, trying to have some creative ideas and creative energy to put, thinking of new ideas to be able to move forward and past her name and what holds her back in the past.
And this is from what I'm looking at from this 7, it seems like there's a lot of things. She's been a strong person. There's a whole lot of memory, a whole lot of feelings, a whole lot of thoughts that she had that make her go against his name. This is not something she just going against willy-nilly. They may making it sound like that, but there's some trouble in that camp. Go ahead.
Yes, she also is a Cancer too.
Very strong.
Yeah, so the fact that the Cancer card came up, this is something that she really has sat with and is, because Cancer is all about home and family.
Mm-hmm. And this is definitely a family legacy card, and she's breaking it. She's going against it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't easy.
No.
But it seemed like psychologically she struggled, that she went through a rough time of depression or something. It's one of them family secrets. I'm just going to leave it at that. And that it could have been some kind of mental ailment or not like crazy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not sure, but I'm picking up that she's been out of the 2, she's the strong-willed one. Pay a price for it, but she makes it known what she wants. She's not a hypocrite. Mm-hmm. She's a lot like her mother. Go ahead.
Yes, I definitely like that interpretation.
Now, when I go in their present and I'm looking at her present, above her, I see it could be romance, or it could be a relationship. It could be somebody who encourages her, who inspires her, a very best friend. But I see somebody who she's very close to, that she has very, very strong very strong connection to. That's somebody who talks to her, who give her the strength, who understands her. And the reason why I say that, because at the bottom of her feet is a king of swords. And here is a king of swords in opposition of her. But yet it's a king of swords that says stand firm on what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
If this is what you feel as though you need to do to feel free or find your freedom, do it, girl.
Yeah.
And this seems also, this is of a male energy, both of these. Mm-hmm. And maybe her father was against her changing his name. I would be against it. I would be insulted and incensed about it. But I think that's probably why it made news. Because why would you want... you could say, I go under an alias.
Yes.
That's not what she said. It is out there saying that she wants to drop. That's, can I say it the way I want to say it?
Yes.
Y'all, if y'all don't see something in that, the kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's go and see what's in the opposition of this for the future, up in that brain. Hurt.
A lot of swords.
Hurt. I told you, her father did something to hurt her. Hurt. Her father did something, maybe disappointed her, let her down. Maybe he did something to her mother that she didn't like. I don't know, but whatever it just seemed like whatever happened, he pierced the heart of the family. And this is what's coming through too. I hear her mother, who I just realized, Michelle Obama's mother, I feel as though is coming through. And what I hear her saying is a lot of things that you can't say. Muzzled, like a lot of things you just can't say. Like your life could be on the line if you say some things that you're not supposed to say. And I think the mother was 80 something years old when she died. I don't know. I don't know how she died. See if you can find out how she died.
Okay.
And did she die of a heart attack or something like that? But it's a whole lot of stuff that's going on in that marriage. And it's a lot of things that are hidden. And it's a lot of things that they had to keep to themselves. Mm-hmm. But Malia, she was a strong one. She always was strong and strong-willed.
Well, she definitely was 86.
Okay, I guess she was in the 80s.
Still trying to find her cause of death.
Malia going to make a fuss about what she going to do. Nobody going to tell her, not even her father. No one. And I got a sense that she has lost respect for him. Okay. Somebody who she idolized at one point. That's what I'm picking up from this.
Saying that they never released this cause of death.
Mm-hmm. Could have been diabetes, could have been heart, could have been corona. You know, I don't know. But what I do see that she's going to do what she has to do, even if it's got to do it alone, even if I got to do it and I don't have your money, even whatever I got to do, you can cut me off. Maybe it's about who she dating. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I definitely see a very strong force, which I think is her father, who I think that she loved. But I think that there is some definitely trouble going on with that. Now, one may say, I'm reading between the lines. I am reading between the lines. But if I had to go by my intuition is saying to me that Barack did something to really, really hurt the family. Even the mother came in as a distraction. When I was going deep, she came in as a distraction and said to me that this is a very private family and there are some things they just don't want out in the open.
Yeah.
Remember, I was naming the things that was out there, but out of the clear blue, she just came up in me and said, remember, you just found out I was dead. Because I was like, why they don't show her mother anymore? So I don't know. I don't think she's been dead very long, maybe a few years.
No, I think she just died in 2024.
Oh, really? See, I told you. So
yeah, May of 2024.
last year.
Yep, last year.
And she was 26 years old.
86.
I mean, 86. So today in time, that's old, but you could live
That's true.
past that. But if you die at 86, that's fine. But from what I gather, she was a fly woman. She was really fly. So stress, we don't know. I don't know the cause of her death. But like I said, I could tell that the girls, she must have was close to the girls, or she must have had the girls a lot, because she came through and said that they are a very private family and that Malik, I want to call Malik. Her name is what?
Malia.
Malia is very, very strong-willed, and she's always been that way, and courageous, and going to go after and do what she want to do. She came in with that and distracted me.
Well, that would be true to a Cancer, because Cancer is a cardinal sign, so they're all about starting things, getting things going. But they also have a very hard shell, so they are stable and also can put on a front and a face to protect themselves.
And I definitely see here, when I see this 3, I see that this could also be somebody working with someone, signing a contract. I also, when I see this card, I see 2 people earthly marrying, or coming together on a project, or coming together in a court case, or coming together in a relationship where it's an agreement, where you sit and you make an agreement, be it a lawyer or a priest or a minister. I definitely see some kind of contract or some kind of deal being made. Now, it could be a job. I don't know what it is, but that's what I see. What do you have over there for me, baby?
You want me to pull an oracle card?
What would you like to do?
Yeah,
you always pull oracle,
yes,
but pull one card of your own to see what you think.
Okay.
I really get this reading. I just think that it's...
Yeah, I definitely did like this reading.
Yes.
I felt like it gave us some answers while also keeping
vague, very vague, not open.
Privacy that the family
and that's the
enjoys.
feeling I'm getting, like Malika is out trying to build her own empire. You know,
build her own family legacy.
Yeah, build her own. And I definitely see some kind of commitment. I don't know if she's about to want to get married or whatever the situation may be. It could be a job, it could be something, but I see some kind of commitment to something here.
Right. The first card I pulled out was the 2 of Pentacles, which we're back to the Pentacles, but also we're back to the number 2. What I like about this card is that it symbolizes, if you guys can see, it's a butterfly.
Yeah, metamorphosis.
And usually the Pentacles is out of balance. However,
that is Pentacles.
Yes.
See, this is definitely her emotional. She's standing out on her own. She's doing it her way. Go ahead, baby Chrome.
Because the Pentacles here are balanced. They are, she could be feeling a little bit more harmonious and feeling as though this is the right time, the right move, and the right decision at this moment to drop her Obama name. So because of this, it's like all the puzzle pieces are finally fitting together that she feels as though it's time. And with that, speaking of it's time.
So we see this is about a metamorphosis. It's like she's been in a prison in her mind and trying to please, trying to do this and not being herself and keeping all this hurt and feelings in. And it seemed like she just broke through and said, look, I'm just dropping this name. I don't even want to, whatever it is, it's something. There's some deep stuff going on over there. Believe that.
It's definitely some deep stuff.
There's some deep stuff. And I've been asked to, the mother came forth and pretty much asked me to respect that. And it took my mind off of what I was seeing. So,
well, I can bring you right back because I just pulled the Fox, which is all about something being sly and cunning, but deceitful and clever.
Very clever.
Yeah. And just like this whole thing, like I said, now is the time where she feels like this was the right moment to make this decision.
To break free.
Yeah. Break free from this fox, finally metamorphosize, change, and move forward from this period and phase of her life.
And they saying it's because of a career. Why would you want to drop that name? You want to drop a name because you are disgusted. Other than that, why would you want to drop a name? People want to be named after their daddies, wanting to know their daddies. And here you say, drop that name. Drop. That was the word. Drop his name for a career. I'm not buying it. The cards don't look like that at all. And it just seemed like this is something this woman been struggling. Remember right here when I said that? All up in her head, her shadow self. She done experienced a lot of things, seen some things, heard some things. But yet this is the legacy and she's going against it. No matter how rich it is, she don't care. And he could have said, if you do this, I'll cut you off. Whatever. I don't know. But I do know he came in with a vengeance. And if I was him, I would be offended by it myself. What it look like you going to drop the president name.
Exactly.
And then going to say it's for a career move. No. You've been out here for 26 years now. You've been out of school and now, no. And wherever you getting your information, it's somebody that's very strong and really got you to thinking that you did this. In other words, I don't think that she came to this all by herself. I think somebody helped her coach her and thinking like that. But I don't think they did it to be malicious. They could have, but I think they did it because that would free her in some sort of way.
Yeah, like you said earlier, that there's somebody that knows her, that's able to understand her, so they was able to see it from her perspective. It was like, yes, this is what you need to feel released and free.
Then do it. And that it won't hurt that, we'll just say it's a career move. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That was entertaining.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't think
I think I was going to get that. Well, like I said, if you enjoy this kind of stuff and you enjoy this reading, please give us a thumbs up, please. Even if you look at 3 minutes, just give it a thumbs up. And say you like, oh, humbug, I don't like it. Look. It's just what I'm just reading the cards from the way that they come to me. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff going on in that family. And I may add, like I hear the mother speaking, the grandmother, Michelle mother speaking, as if she freshly seemed like she had a lot to say. And it just seemed like her and Michelle had a lot to say. She talked to her mother like her mother was her best friend, because that's how her mother's coming off. Like, this is touchy. Don't touch this. Leave that alone. Out of respect for, the black man. Like, she come off like that. But she did it again as a distraction to stop me from saying something. So I don't know what I'd be saying until I look back at the video. But she has made her presence known.
You was talking about Barack Obama. And
she did it again.
Whenever you talk about Barack Obama, she just wants to chime in for some apparent reason.
It's not like she's chatty, but she's a distraction, if that makes sense. Like, you know how somebody interrupting you, but they ain't telling you nothing juicy.
Oh, okay.
They just interrupting you and saying, Malia is a very quiet person. She stays to herself. Like, she'll interrupt with some thought like that, but not telling me. Right. And then me listening, I get distracted because all these are thoughts. So this is how she's operating, as a distraction. Yeah. But anyway, this is what Malik wants. I see that Barack had a colorful past, and I definitely see he had a colorful marriage, and those girls and things have been seeing heard some things, and I think they've been heartbroken over it as a family. And I don't understand how all of this from dropping your name. I just pulled open the cards and this
That's
is
true.
what I see. And all I got is what I feel.
Mhm.
And it just seems to me it's just heartbreak. It's heartbreak. It's not even a lot of people in this, actually. It's just a family card here. It's not even like, sometimes you just see a lot of club cards. You don't see, it's very small circle.
That is true. It is, Nick.
And she's like a small kid with all this going on around her. Her love life, being in a committed beginning, starting it her way, leaving the past behind, being open, speaking out truth, dropping her name, not being a shadow self, but doing what she wants, going against family legacy, going against whoever that is that's trying to stop her, against the heartache and the pain that the family felt, all the way down to a commitment she's ready to do, even over there to baby Crone with the metamorphosis. And what did you say about that?
About the Two of Pentacles, about how everything just feels like
it's a moment.
Yep, a moment. Everything is falling into balance. And honestly, I was thinking about that. And because she is 26, she's getting ready to turn 27. And I always talk about the age of 27 and Saturn returns, and how that's a time for you to face a life lesson. Have you been working on yourself?
So she's getting it together.
Yep, she's getting it together. But also, I learned Saturn returns can also deal with your father figure as well. Yes, which would make sense.
And he's very powerful in her life. And it just seems to me it's very metally with them, very prickly. She's got a prickly relationship with her father. But she's got aspirations and dreams, and she wants to do it alone. So I see goodness for her.
Well, that's good for her.
Coming in for her, because it's coming this way. So it's a moving in. So we'll see how all this works out. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this reading, I hope you did, about Malia. I don't know her middle name.
Ann.
Malia Ann. That's what she's going to be going by. She's dropping the Obama name. Good luck to her.
Yes, good luck to her.
Prayers going up for her, because that's a big thing.
Yes.
But she feels as though she can do it. I know she can do it. Because no matter what, they know who you are. You can, excuse me, you can run, but you sure can't hide. You are Barack Obama's daughter. So no matter how you drop that name, anybody look at you, they'll say you look like your father. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please, if you enjoyed this reading, give us a thumbs up. If there's anything you want to add or say or tell me that I didn't get, please leave your comments down below. I will respond, and I am curious to whatever you have to say. And with that, I don't feel like this was completed, because I felt like I was interrupted by the mother who recently died last year, Michelle Obama's mother.
Yes.
So with that being said, I'm going to get this out. Have a wonderful evening, morning, good night. Whenever you skip this video, we hope you enjoy it.
Yes.
And please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And welcome to the Sunflower family. We'd love to have you.
Yes.
And with that being said, we love you.
Sunflowers!